A disgusting and thick Hollywood producer was sentenced yesterday to 146 years behind bars for graping, you know the word I'm trying to say, and killing two young women with a history of graping many others for the last decade. I'm Lauren Conlin. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Welcome to Los Angeles Magazine, your daily pop culture, scandal, and crime news. I am shocked. I had never heard of this case, and it is so disturbing. If you see the banner I have put up, you'll see the quote, "Dead girls can't talk." Well, apparently, David Brian Pearce said this, and it was brought up in court many times. So let me give you a rundown of this story, because if you're like me, you're like, wait, how did I miss this? What's going on? So his trial was actually about, I think it was close to a year ago, and he was just sentenced yesterday, which was October 29th, 2025. So David Allen Pierce, he's in his early 40s, 42 or 43 years old. He was said to be a Hollywood quote producer slash promoter, but this is kind of BS. He kind of used those titles for clout and status to lure women to hang out with him and be with him. His Hollywood credits are very few and far between. So it's kind of become a joke because this guy is a joke. So his sentence was for the earlier conviction of 2 counts of first degree red rum for the 2021 fentanyl and GHB overdose. Wow. It's always in the morning. I can never speak correctly. Sorry. Thanks for bearing with me. Overdose deaths, and I don't want to smile during this, of two beautiful young women, Christy Giles, who was 24, she was a model, and her friend, who was an architect, Hilda Marcela Cabrales Arzola, who was 26 years old. And this was November of 2021. He was also convicted on 7 different counts of grape and SA on other women over the span of, again, a number of years, almost a decade. And this is the sort of the timeline of what happened. And also, it made headlines because during this trial and during sentencing, the prosecutors brought up different names like Diddy, high profile names, and Harvey Weinstein, making comparisons here. Oh, and also the prosecutors really poked fun at this guy, David Allen Pierce, for his Hollywood LA looks. And it was all fake. They basically said, he had duck lips and all this stuff. But I'm gonna play a clip for you guys after so you can see this guy and see what I'm talking about. But yeah, they laid into him, and I'm not mad about it. So November 13th, 2021, Christy Giles and her friend, Cabrales Arzola, attended a party in LA with Pierce. And they later passed away that night after being brought to separate hospitals in overdosed conditions. And then toxicology reports revealed that they had OD'd from fentanyl and GHB. So he met these women at a warehouse or a rave party, and he used his producer persona to tell lies, try to impress them, and just lure them into hanging out with him. So prosecutors said that he served the girls with drug-laced drinks and cocaine, and they slipped into unconsciousness. And he allegedly, or not, I shouldn't say allegedly, because he was convicted and sentenced, he did not call for help when they became unconscious after he drugged them. And a witness heard him say, "Dead girls don't talk." Now that is diabolical. So in court, the judge called him literally the worst kind of criminal, because not only was he convicted, but apparently throughout this whole trial, he showed a very, I would say, just a lack of remorse, total lack of remorse, totally a smug dude. It's disgusting. So, I mean, the fact that he was basically lying to these women to get them to sleep with him, and he drugged them before so he could grape them. That's gross. That's disgusting. And also the fact that he was kind of planning on them dying so they couldn't report him. That's literally disgusting. And also something crazy, there were a number of his victims that were still alive that he had assaulted that were going to speak during sentencing to do their victim impact statements. And one of the women that he assaulted, she is a police officer, or was, and she was killed last week in the line of duty. So she never got the chance to speak. And that broke my heart. I mean, that is just so sad. So I'm going to play a quick clip for you guys about this case. And these girls, they are so beautiful. And this guy is just so disgusting. They had their whole lives ahead of them. These cases make me so angry. All right, here we go. Again, you know the drill. If I talk over it, I'm doing it for copyright purposes. I'm sorry if I pause it to make a comment.
Now at 10:30, a Hollywood producer.
Loud. This always happens. Sorry, guys, where I think let's see, is this better?
Was sentenced to 146 years behind bars for drugging and preying on multiple women for over a decade. David Pearce will spend his life behind bars for the overdose deaths of an aspiring model and her architect friend.
He was also convicted of raping 7 women. Some of his victims confronted him in court today. Sandra Mitchell live from Hollywood with more on the emotional sentencing. Sandra.
How gross his
face was gripping and it was grueling. Almost 2 hours of testimony from these sex assault victims and their family members.
He let Christy actually die and kept her for a very, very long time.
The mother of murdered model Christy Giles.
Before he took her to a hospital.
Calling her daughter's killer a monster at his sentencing today.
She wasn't a junkie. Some type of plaything for you to take home.
Sorry, I am pausing it for a minute. Number one, because I'm very happy because he looks disgusting, very disgusting. And you can tell that he's one of those dudes who didn't want to go gray. So he dyed his hair. Then the minute he got to jail, that's not possible. And also, I think it's important that what this mother is saying, and it's important to her that she says it. She wants everyone to know that her daughter wasn't a junkie. This guy literally pushed party drugs on her. They're in their 20s. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and shame them or condemn them. And I just feel so bad for these poor parents. I mean, just to have to be in the same room with this guy, it's disgusting. But yeah, I think it's important that, that is stated, that, they were just normal young girls trying to have a little fun. And this guy completely, not only is he evil, I mean, he took advantage over and over again to so many women.
And shove all the drugs in her that you could, and then leave her and let her die, and then basically throw her out like garbage.
43-year-old David Pearce sentenced to 146 years to life for the 2021 drug overdose deaths of the 24-year-old Giles and her 26-year-old architect friend Hilda Corrales Arzola. Pearce was convicted of drugging, sexually assaulting, and then abandoning the women outside LA hospitals.
Knowing that 2 women did not survive what I did is a weight I carry every day.
It made me sick. It made me mad. And it made me very disappointed in myself for not reporting my experience sooner.
Pearce, stoic in court, forced to listen to 2 hours of victim and witness testimony.
It's not shocking. Anybody that knew him was like, yep, it's long overdue.
Including from his former roommate.
It was a never-ending cycle of parties and him bringing home inebriated girls and raping them.
Tonight, Pearce begins his 146-year sentence with a parting message from his victim's mother.
You enjoy every single day in prison that you have, my sir.
Yep.
And one more sad and almost unbelievable note to this story. A 25-year-old police officer who also was raped by Pearce and was set to testify today in court at his sentencing was killed last week in an accident while on duty.
Wow.
We are live tonight in Hollywood. I'm Sandra.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that really gave me chills. That it really did. And this case breaks my heart because these 2 girls, friends, again, their whole lives ahead of them, they just wanted to go out and have fun and go to a party. They're young, they're in their 20s. I don't judge them at all. This guy plied them with drugs, raped them, and then waited. I, you know, I didn't follow this trial, but I'm willing to bet that it was incredibly heartbreaking to hear that there was a possibility that they probably could have lived if they would have been brought to the hospital sooner. So he also had an accomplice as well, some loser actor that I saw who hasn't been sentenced yet. But yeah, I found that to be also very interesting that guys do this type of stuff together. Just so gross. But anyway, I don't know if that's justice. People, these women lost their lives. This guy will spend every day behind bars. He is not eligible for parole, to my knowledge, so that's good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow on Halloween. Should we do a special Halloween daily episode? Maybe I'll wear a mask for you guys. But anyway, I'm Lauren Conlin. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you tomorrow on Los Angeles Magazine.